Bye-bye. Mohan, it's not typing.
सलोन से वैक्सिंग करवाई और ये देखो स्किन इज सो सेंसिटिव यार तेरी
Hello. Yeah. Hi everyone. Please let me know if my screen is visible and I'm clearly audible on the chat. And once we have some amount of people over here, we are going to start off with the session. Hello, Rahul. Hi, Krishna. Good afternoon. Okay. We're just going to wait a couple of minutes more and then we are going to start off with the session. Let me just know with a yes or a yay if my screen is visible and I am audible. So how many of you have completed your TCS exam? And how many of you are here to prepare for the exam? Okay, it's audible, it's visible. So this time TCS has tried to, take their difficulty level or their standard of examination a notch higher. They have given more difficult questions, not just in terms of rules and regulations or tips and tricks, but especially in terms of question length and also in terms of the tricks that you're applying and the time it is going to take to solve particular questions. That is definitely a notch higher. So we are going to discuss the questions from the from today's slot 1 questions, right? So I think we can start off. All right. So if any of you are not already a part of a social media handle, make sure that you are following us on Instagram. So you can follow the Prep Insta 2023 page itself, and you are going to get all the updates about the latest drives and everything on my Instagram handle as well. And if you want to join our WhatsApp group to get the further updates and to not miss any updates, you can join the group as well. The links of all the social media handles and the PDF that we are going to share for the slot-wise examination is in the description and will also be available on the comment section, right? So you can get the pattern from there as well, from the PDF as well. All right. From through our analysis that we are doing every day as of up till now, from yesterday and today, the pattern has been the same. There are questions from the same categories, but definitely the difficulty has increased from the last year examination. All right, so let's begin with the first question. Identify the error in the given sentence. Can you please borrow me that non-fiction book you were talking about yesterday? All right, so we are not going to take a lot of time in explaining the rules of the questions, but we are going to directly solve the questions and then you can go back, take your time and then understand the rules and regulations if you can. Right. So let's begin. Could you please borrow me that non-fiction book you were talking about yesterday? It would be great if I get a few answers in the comment section itself. Right. So if you know the answer, please drop the answer over here. And if you have already attempted the question, let us know what you've answered. All right. So I think the answer over here is option A. All right. Directly, let's understand why. Because the speaker over here, all right, when a speaker is asking for something from another person or from an object, when the subject is asking something from an object, and when the person is giving something to the speaker, it's not borrowing, but it is lending. All right, it is not borrowing, but it is lending. So could you please lend me the non-fiction book? Instead, if we had the a subject over here as I, then it could have been borrow, right? Could I please borrow your non-fiction book? That could have been borrow. When I am asking something from you, I am borrowing. But when I'm asking you to give me something, I'm asking you to lend me something. All right, there's a difference between lend and borrow. When you give, you are lending. When you're asking, you're borrowing. So, could you please lend me the book, right? And not borrow me the book. So, the answer over here is option A. All right. Okay, let's move forward. Each sentence in the given paragraph contains 4 underlined phrases. 3 of these phrases have been correctly used and 1 has been incorrectly used. So there are phrases, underlined phrases, and 1 of them has been used incorrectly. So let's quickly go through the question here as well. We went to see him as many times as we could since he was put in very close to our house. So this question is definitely a little tricky. So I would want you to answer it in the comment section first, and then I am going to give you the answer for it. Please let me just quickly get a few answers. Okay. Am I getting an answer? I don't think I'm getting an answer as of now. So let me just quickly go ahead with the explanation. Now, we went to see him as many times as we could. So this phrase over here, as many times as we could, is completely fine because it is talking about the positive degree of adjective, as many times as we could. So as many times we could go to a place, we are going, right? So whatever is possible for us, we are doing that. So as many times as we could. So here could means the capacity of doing something. So they are doing everything that they are capable of, right? Since he was put in very close to our house. Now, here is the error. Why is it was put in very close to our house? Now, close to our house means the place of residing is close to someone's house. All right, please pardon the drawing over here. It's just an explanation. So it is close to this house. So that means this proximity is always taken by the preposition to. So again, close to this house is completely correct. Now, was put in. Put in is completely incorrect. When you are asking someone to reside in a place or live in a place, you are not asking the person to put in, but put up in a place. All right. It is not put in, but put up. So the people, a group of people went to see someone or went to see a patient or went to see a friend as many times as they could because he was living very close to their house. All right. So the answer over here is was putting up. We went to see him as many times as he could. That means the person has been there for a number of times. So that means it is a continuous form of action, right? We went to see him as many times as we could since he was putting up very close to our house. All right. So answer is option A over here. I hope you're getting the rules over here. All right. Let's move forward. Select the most appropriate options to fill in the blanks in the given passage. Now, before we move towards this particular question, let me tell you that our team has prepared a complete PDF or a page for you that is going to have all the slot-wise questions starting from the day 1, slot 1, up till the last date. It can be 29th of August, up till the last date, and all the slots of questions will be given over here. So if you want to get a hand on this particular page, the link will be given in the comment in the live chat itself, or will be given in the description of the video, right? So you can get the link from there. You are going to get explanations, solutions, and questions from all these slots of all the days. All right, so you can get your hands on that from the link given to you. All right, moving forward. I was dashed while choosing a gift for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. Finally, I was dashed when I saw just the thing for them. Now, this is going to ask for an idiom over here. All right, now both these blanks needs to be filled in with the idiom. Now, in the doldrums, at sea, at sea. So we have two idioms over here. The first idiom is in the doldrums. All right. And the second idiom is at sea. Now, when we talk about in the doldrums, the particular idiom, the meaning of this particular idiom means to not be busy or occupied. So when someone is very lazy, when someone has nothing to do, when someone is not being productive, that is known as in the doldrums. And at sea means confused. When you are at sea, what happens? You cannot gauge what is happening around, right? So it means that you are confused. All right. So I was at sea while choosing a gift for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. So we are going to eliminate A and B from here. Finally, I was dashed when I saw just the thing for them. That means finally the person saw the thing for them. That means the person was happy. And what do you mean by happy? On cloud nine. Why cloud nine means happy? Because whenever you are on cloud nine, that means you are on top of the world. All right. And when you are on top of the world, that means you are the happiest. So this particular person was very happy when the person saw the right gift for their parents. All right. So the answer over here is option C. I was at sea while choosing a gift for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. Finally, I was on cloud nine when I just saw the right thing for them. All right. Let's move forward. Okay. So we have another fill in the blank over here, which needs to be filled in by particular idioms and phrases. So again, TCS has given a lot of emphasis on idioms and phrases this time. So it's highly important that you get your knowledge into idioms and phrases very, very clear and very in depth. You need to know the meaning of several idioms and phrases. Obviously, it cannot be taught to you. You will have to learn it on your own. All right. When you start a new job, although you dash, but it takes some time before you feel confident and familiar with the work, the place, and the people. So it's talking about a new job and your new journey. So what do you think can be the answer over here? When you start a new job, although you find your feet, that means although you know what is your place, find your feet means feeling confident or know where you belong to. Even if, although you are feeling confident, it takes some time before you get familiar with the people and the place and the work. Ideally, an employer recognizes this and allows you to dash, allows you to do what? Allows you to sink or swim. That means allows you to get the success or even fail. So, succeed or fail before taking on anything too difficult. But life isn't always idle. So you may be thrown in at the deep. At the deep end means that you can fall over and then you bounce off the wall, which means that you can get back. All right. So you can recover. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is a perfect sequence, and option A over here becomes a perfect answer. All right. When you start a new job, although you find your feet, then comes sink or swim, then comes thrown in at the deep end, and lastly bounce off the wall. Okay. So knowledge, I'm letting you know again, knowledge in idioms and phrases is very important for this particular TCS examination in the verbal section. So if you don't have the knowledge, make sure that before you sit for the exam, you have revised some sort of commonly used idioms and phrases, all right, because you are going to get questions from that end. Okay, moving forward. So the best thing that you can do in order to prepare for TCS, if you are already not a member of Prime subscriber, what you can do is you can get your Prime subscription right away, because the Prime syllabus is still more than enough for you to prepare in just one day. In just 1 week, I'm sorry, in just 1 week. So if you want to prepare for the entire section, you can prepare it right away, right? So you have all the basics of grammar till the advances of grammar for the TCS portion. So if you want to prepare yourself until 29th of August, if you have not gotten your slots yet, this is the best place that you can do. And if you are a Prime subscriber already, that's a cherry on the cake, because you know how well you have been taught in the Prime subscription. All right. So these are the prices for you that you can use for your Prime subscription right away. We are running on huge discounts. So if you want to get the prices, get the chance to get these prices right away, you can do it right now after this video particularly. Okay, let's move forward. Substitute one word for the underlying part of the sentence. Ridhima talks a lot when it is inappropriate. So we need to substitute. So one word substitution is also there. We need to substitute one word for the underlined part. The underlined part over here is talks a lot. So you can say that this is a part of contextual vocabulary, or you can say this is a part of synonym and antonym, or you can say that this is a part of one word substitution. All right. So these many topics can be covered in one particular question. Let's move forward. Taciturn, loud, reticent, or loquacious. Now, what do you understand by the term? All of these terms, which might mean talks a lot. So let's see. Taciturn. The meaning of taciturn means someone who does not like to talk or does not talk. All right. Loud means we know when a person is being very loud, when a person is talking at the top of the voice, that means the person is loud. All right. So we can say noise. Reticent means someone who is not willing to talk. All right. Or is not willing to give up on these secrets. So we can write is not willing to talk. And loquacious, see, loquacious. It means talking a lot. So this is the term that we can use to rephrase or replace the term talks a lot over here. Ridhima is loquacious when it is inappropriate. That means Ridhima talks a lot when it is inappropriate. So loquacious over here can be the correct answer. That is option D. Again, I know that knowing a lot of meaning is not possible for one single person. So again, it is important that you know how to break down the words, how to move, get into the prefixes and suffixes of a term, and then break down the word. The breaking down of word in antonym and synonym is very important if you don't know the meaning. And this strategy of breaking down a word is taught in the verbal section itself in the preference of Prime. So if you are already a Prime subscriber, it's a great thing. But if not, you have the chance to get it right away and start your preparations. All right, let's move forward. So now we are talking about sentence arrangement over here, or parajumbles you may say, or sentence ordering you may say. Okay, let me just quickly get an answer for this and then I'm going to move forward. Can I get an answer for this question? I know some people are watching the live, but can we just get an answer for it? Sentences of a paragraph are given below in jumbled order. Arrange the sentences in the correct order to form a meaningful and coherent passage. All right. Space agencies and private companies have proposed various methods to clean the skies of space junk, but this is no easy task. Even when ownership is known, it is not clear who would be responsible if such bodies were accidentally nudged in the wrong direction. Our skies are becoming increasingly cluttered with large pieces of fast-moving space junk. Lastly, handling space debris belonging to other countries is a violation of international laws. Now, it is talking about the skies and the space debris and the ownership of satellites and everything. So what should be the first term? The first term over here is number 3. Our skies are becoming increasingly cluttered, because this introduces the subject or the theme of the passage. That is, our skies are becoming increasingly cluttered. So that is the subject of the passage. So we are going to take number 3 as the first. Now, because of that, we can eliminate C and D because they don't have 3 in the first place. So again, we are applying the elimination technique over here. If you want to know more about elimination technique, you can watch it on Prime. All right. Then what do? Our skies are becoming increasingly cluttered with large pieces of fast-moving space junk which pose a threat to working satellite. Then what happens? Then we are moving towards 1. Space agencies and private companies have proposed various methods to clean the skies of space junk, but this is no easy task. That means first we are talking about the cause. That means the skies are becoming increasingly cluttered. And then we're talking about an action that could have been taken by these space agencies. All right. So 1 comes next. Then we come towards the action of what is actually being done. That is, handling space debris belonging to other countries is a violation of international law. And so far, only a fraction of these pieces of vital junk have been known launching scale. Then we move towards, so this is, we're talking about the action. Finally, we move towards, even when ownership is known, it is not clear who would be responsible if such bodies were accidentally nudged. So here we're talking about the country violation, and then we move towards talking about the ownership of the satellites and the debris. All right. So 3, 1, 4, 2 becomes the sequence, and option A over here becomes the correct answer. All right. I hope that is clear to you. If you want to understand how to properly put the sentences in a proper order in order to, summarize a passage and put it into proper unjumbled order. The rules, the tips, and the tricks, and the linking sentences, all of these are taught in the Prime subscription. So again, if you're a Prime member, it's great for you. That's a great news that you are going to get a lot of questions which are similar to the pattern that we're already getting for this year, or that we're already discussing in this particular session. The type of questions is common, but what TCS has done, it has introduced a new section of idioms and phrases, latest. All right. For the 4 sentences paragraph below, sentences S1 and S4 are given from the options P, Q, and R. Choose the appropriate sentence for S2 and S3. So S2 and S3 are missing over here, and between these, we have to answer. Now, very, very latest update on TCS is that TCS has now left the answer in a box, and it has given no options to the student. So what does the student need to do? The student need to fill in the blank with an arrangement which the student thinks is correct, right? They have not given any options to you. You have to fill in this blank on your own. So this is also introduced in the verbal section now. So this has been a little difficult to understand, but let's go through it. In the Rig Veda, it is said that Yama and Yami, the twins, were extremely fond of each other and lived an idyllic life on earth where the day never ended. Lastly, we talk about not wanting to disturb him. She waited for him to wake up. So that means Yama was sleeping and they were living a very good life. So what do you think should be the next sentence after talking about their good life and their being fond of each other? The sentence that we can use over here is sentence S. They went where they pleased and did what they wanted. So they were living such an idyllic life on earth that they could go anywhere and they could do anything that they want to do. So S comes next. So we have to fill in the blank with an S. Then what is happening? The last sentence talks about that the person did not want to disturb. That means Yama was sleeping. So that particular sentence comes in Q. One day when Yami returned home, she found Yama lying under a tree, appearing to be asleep. So Q comes next. After that, not wanting to disturb him, she waited for him to wake up. All right. So this is the situation, or this is the chronological order of the sentences. So S1 is followed by S, Q, and then S4. All right. So SQ is your answer. There is no option. It is a fill up the box answer. Okay. I think we can now move forward. So if you want to get your hands on all of these questions, on all of the questions of these slots from since day 1 to day 2 recently, what you can do is you can come onto this particular page, the link of which is given to you in the comment section and also the description of the video as well. So if you want to get your hands on this particular page, you can do it from the link that is given to you. These questions are being updated after every 10 minutes. So you can refresh the page every after 10 minutes and get the latest questions given over here. All right, let's move forward. Choose the correct meaning of the underlying idiom in the sentence. Like I told you, TCS is loving idioms and phrases this time in 2023. So you need to get your idioms correct. Hit the nail on the head. His final agreement hit the nail on the head. I don't think I have to explain this particular idiom over here. This is a very easy answer. What do you understand by the term hitting the nail on the head? Is it being nasty? Nasty means being filthy or being naughty. All right. Causing headache. That means when you're hitting a nail on the head, that means you're causing headache to someone. No, even it means head. Your head means that you're hitting the nail on the perfect target. That means you are talking exactly to the point. His final argument hit the nail on the head, or his final argument was exactly to the point. So option C here becomes the correct answer. It's a very easy answer, very easy idiom as well. All right. So if you are not following our social media handles, make sure that you are connected with us on Instagram, because especially Prep for 2023, because since the drives are flourishing in for 2023, the best that you follow us, that you don't miss any updates on the drives that are being announced for this particular batch. Also, if you want to join the WhatsApp group and Discord, the links of all of the social media handles will be given in the comment, in the description and in the live chat as well. All right, let's move forward. So we have a sentence completion question over here, which has 4 blanks, 1, 2, 3, 4 blanks, and then you have number of options over here as well. So let's go through it. Among V.S. Naipaul's fictional works, The Enigma of Arrival has emerged as one of his finest books. Its dash is indistinguishable from the author describing Naipaul's dash of studying in London. So, since we're talking about fictional work, since we're talking about writing, since we're talking about book, the term that we can actually use for this particular context is a narrator. All right, not a storyteller, a reporter, or a speaker, but a narrator. So, narrator is indistinguishable from the author describing Naipaul's dash of studying in London. So, can you describe knowledge of studying, or skill of studying, or adventure of studying? No, you can describe the experience of studying in London. So, we have A, then we have B. Moving towards the elimination technique now. And how can you eliminate options? A and B is the pair over here. So not B, not C, and not D, but we have option A as the correct answer. That takes C and B for the third blank. C means reveals and B means identifying. So it reveals how he freed himself from the memory of Trinidad and came to find his true self by identifying with English culture. All right, so A, B, C, and B becomes the proper sequence, and option A becomes the correct answer for this particular question. All right, so this is how easily you can identify the context and then identify the answers. Elimination technique applied over here, and then you can answer all of the questions very easily. Though, yes, it is going to take some time to understand the context and read the complete question. The verbal section is a little difficult in terms of its length and in terms of its question pattern. All right. So we have a reading comprehension over here. I am giving you some time to read through the reading comprehension. Since we are running out of time, we need to finish up the session over here. So you can quickly read up the passage if you can, or we'll just move forward with the question now. I saw a dozen tigers advancing on me. What caused this to happen, and what was the narrator's reaction? So let's find that particular line over here first. It's going to take me a time as well. Okay. I saw a dozen tigers advancing on me and bitterly regretted the impulse that had induced me to place myself at the man-eater's mercy. All right. So here this particular sentence says that the person saw some tigers advancing. Before that, we see that to the right, overhanging trees cast dark shadows, and when the night wind agitated the branches and the shadows moved, I saw a dozen tigers advancing on me and bitterly regretted the impulsive decision. So, what caused this to happen, and what was the narrator's reaction? So, let's go through the the options here. The shadows created by the branches of the trees gave an impression that there were numerous dangerous beasts lurking around. The narrator regretted his impulsive decision to spend the night out in the open at the mercy of the man-eater. So we can definitely see that first action, what caused this to happen? The cause was the shadows created. And what was the narrator's reaction? The narrator regretted his impulsive decision. Let's move to the next option. The village that the narrator had gone to was infested with tigers, which had made the life difficult for the villagers. On seeing so many tigers so close to him, the narrator was terrified and regretted his decision to come out in the open. Next, the villagers had given a wrong report to the narrator about the existence of a single tiger. There was no single tiger, there were multiple tigers, so eliminated. The narrator was terrified at the possibility of spending the night in close proximity to the man-eater and dreamt of several tigers advancing upon him, and he lay on the tree. On getting up from his sleep, he regretted his foolish decision of not getting any of his armed men. But that was not his decision. His decision was to come out into the open, right? Let's move back. It says, The length of the road immediately in front of me was brilliantly lit. Then the shadows were there, and then he regretted to be at the man-eater's mercy. That means we can use this particular question over here. Option A over here as a correct answer, where the shadows of the branches were given, and then his impulsive decision was um, taken. All right. Anyone else has got any question? I'm quickly looking into the chat over here. If you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, so option A over here is the correct answer. Let's move forward. We have another question over here. Which of the following statements does not hold good as per the passage? The tiger's incessant calling and close proximity to its visibility nearby on the very day of the arrival of narrator was proof enough that it is still in the vicinity of the village. The narrator had an elaborated dinner at his headman's house and set off to spend the night in the open as he was not ready to share the same room with 8 more men. Narrator was aware of the danger that he was in when he decided to spend the night out in the open. So, yes, we're talking about something that is not true according to the passage. So, yes, narrator was aware of the danger, so it's not false. Yes, the people of the villages were terrified of the man eater which was lurking. So, again, it is not false. And yes, the tiger's incessant calling and close proximity was making the people very afraid. So, in the passage, it is said that the person had a very scratch meal and not a lavish meal, right? It was a scratch meal. So when we're talking about an elaborated dinner over here, it's incorrect. And this becomes a correct answer for this particular question. All right. So option B over here becomes the correct answer. Okay. So we have come towards the end of this particular session. If you want to get your hands on all of the remaining questions from the verbal section, you can come onto this page over here and you can get all the questions from here, the link of which will be in the description of the video as well as will be given to you in the live chat as well. All right. So quickly letting you know that the prices of Prime subscription has come down and these are the prices. If you buy 12 months and beyond, you are going to get the TCS IO Rio internship certification and preparation analytic certification as well, which is definitely going to help you to get selected in TCS, pertaining that it is a TCS certificate over here. Right? So these are the prices you can suit according to your preference and your duration which you want to have. And let me tell you that Prime subscription right now is feasible for you because it's going to help you to prepare for your drive season. Again, if you're not following our Instagram 2023 channel, make sure that you're following us and you get all of the updates about the latest drives that are coming for this particular batch. And if you want to get yourself enrolled in our WhatsApp groups, the links of the same will be given in the description as well. All right, so if you have any other further query, I am there for another 1 minute. The session is over here. If you have any query, let us know in the comment section and we are going to help you out with it. Until then, we are going to wrap up this session now. So all the best, happy preparation. Please prepare for the TCS and for the upcoming drives as well. And we pray and we wish that all of you get placed in your dream jobs. Right. So thank you so much. We are going to end this session right away.